and say, well, I have hereby instructed the Nigerian, defense chiefs to put together this, something that inspires kind of like hope. But that's not called. Everybody around will be telling you that we are doing everything. But their soldiers are underpaid, poorly paid, right? Poorly armed as well, surprisingly, despite all the weapons they're getting, right? So they are still poorly paid, poorly, they don't have real weapons per se in some extent where they have overspent their own time. They have this shift. Sorry, they have this shift, right? For everyone they sent to the theater. They call it theater, right? When they send you to all these terror-prone areas, okay? So you are expected for your own mental health as a soldier. You are expected to be there for maximum of 6 months. And after 6 months, you'll be sent somewhere else. Another batch will go. They'll send them back and all of that. Some of them are rotting away in that northeast, northwest, and other places where they have been told to keep playing defense. Keep playing defense. Nothing like attack or strike, so to say. So Tinubu and this gang continue to tell you that, people are being killed. Do we have challenges? Alaye, that's not promising. That's not presidential, but it's a baron, isn't it? A baron that put together thugs like Wike, remember? That's really wicked. So for what happened yesterday in Abuja, some of you followed it, didn't you? Well, this morning, his own lapdog, Lere was on channels to tell us like what really happened or why that happened. So according to him, he said this retired naval admiral or something, okay, who bought a piece of land, and the piece of land was actually sold to him by fraudulent people, which means the whole purchase and all that was like questionable. So they would have preferred they would have preferred this retired naval staff to come to the Wike's office and let them sort it like that. But what this guy didn't say, for your information, is that from what me I gather from what happened yesterday. So they said this retired naval officer, right, a 3-star general or something, right, who bought this land, now realized or discovered that among the lands that Wike has been like collecting, grabbing from these owners in Abuja, that Wike had delivered all these choice areas, not everywhere, choice areas, just choice lands. So Wike had increased the annual, is that called annual, by the way? Land use charges, which you have to pay to Abuja's administration, right? If you're a landowner in Abuja, you probably will understand this. So they said usually this was like ₦1 million per annum or something. So Wike had jacked that up already to between 10 million and 15 million per plot of land. So there are others who have been caught up in that, landowners right now running a tasketa to try to pay their money so that Wike can say, oh, your own land is free, your own land is free. Some others who actually had the money to pay have discovered that Wike had cancelled their CFO. Like you have a land, you've had this land, you have all the papers, everything, only for you to get to the ministry and they say, no, your CFO is no longer valid. Wike had cancelled it. So what are you going to do? Pay money for land use charges or buy the land again? Or what are you going to do? So they said, these are more where the things going on behind the scene. But Wike met his match, all right, in that naval officer who was supposed to stop them. Okay, so Lere Olayinka, who was there to spin, was struggling to spin in that. In fact, he actually said the soldier was unruly, was uncaught to Wike, which actually wasn't true, right? Here.
Let's go back to how we got to that level. That particular land was allocated to a company in 2007, Santos Estate Limited. for park and recreation. Let me say this again. Allocated in 2007 for park and recreation. The company did not do anything on the land because that place is a parkway, it's a walkway, it's a road corridor. You don't build there. Then in 2022, the company wrote to the FCTA, the minister, oh, I want approval from you to convert the purpose to commercial. From park to build park. You know what park is and recreation, not permanent structures. Probably in anticipation of the minister's approval for conversion, the man decided to partition the land, a land allocated to him for park and recreation. He now partitioned the land and sold to people, including the former chief of naval staff. And that is why I want to say here that the former chief of naval staff was scammed. He was scammed. And he has realized that he was scammed. Instead of him to now come out and seek help, he resorted to use military might. Now, in 2022, the minister of FCT declined that request, did not grant the request for change of land use made by that company. That was where it ended. But he had already sold the land to people, probably giving them impression that the land use will change. Wike was not the minister then.
In 2022,
2022, Wike was not the minister. Now, after selling land allocated to you for park and recreation, for people to build house, who should the former chief of naval staff go and hold? The person who scammed him or the government? He chose not to hold the person who scammed him, the company who scammed him. Now again, that particular portion has now been redesignated for the purpose of, if you know Abuja very well, you know how Babushi is. That is where you have Ministry of Works, Environment. That portion of the land, that parkway, is for public buildings and corporate buildings, not residential. Meaning that you cannot build residential house there. That is one. So as of today, Vice Admiral Gambo does not have a document, a title document, showing that he owns the land. He does not own the land. Now, assuming we're not considering that he has title documents and he owns the land, before you begin development of a land, there are processes you must pass through. One of such processes is to have a building plan. Building plan showing what you want to put on the land. And you take your building plan to the development control. See, you take your building plan to development control. The question Nigerians should ask Vice Admiral Gambo is, did he take the building plan on that land to development control, and the development control approve the building plan? So,
nuisance, Lele.
I'm going to tell you a story. Please listen. Oh, this is a true life story. And sometimes when you listen to these idiots, they probably believe that there are so many dumb people in Nigeria and there will be no backlashes and all that. They are so cunning, so tricky, and so evil. You see, when something comes to land and government, it is the most heinous thing that these criminal politicians always conspire. They don't give a damn about if your land was acquired through your sweat. No, they don't give a damn. Now, let me tell you that story. Sometimes in year 2000, almost 25 years ago, sometimes in year 2000, we had the local government chairman in Odogbolu. He is still alive, I think. His name is Ayokunle Bolujoko. So I have been involved in politics all of that time. I've been like around them. Now he had issue with one political leader in AD. That back then it was AD, Alliance for Democracy. You remember? So he was the executive chairman, the first one after military. Here you get. So this party leader, his own party leader, they were now talking about second term. You get me now? Because that was when they were like, local government will only spend 3 years. So they were talking about second term, which will happen sometimes maybe in 2003. It was like a year or two ahead, away. So it was obvious that this leader could possibly pose a problem of him getting his second term. So we're seated in his executive chairman's kind of like quarters. All right, I was there. And then they were talking about this old man. And then from the blues, like everybody was talking on this, try this, maybe we should try that, maybe we should call Kinikon, that stuff. Then this guy, our own chairman, just uttered and he said, all these things all of you are saying is very kind of, you are wasting your time. When I have his time, I will redraw the road, the map, the road network of this town. And which means I would tell everybody that, you see that place, he has his house, he built his house. That place was supposed to be a park. In fact, there was a road that was supposed to pass there. Because of him, he would demolish other maybe about 30, 40 houses there. Because of that man. He said it. He said it so casually that that thing stuck with me up to this day. The evil that could actually really go through the mind of criminal politicians. They can destroy everything in their path. And they will tell you that it is government. Yeah. If you want a map for that ministry to come out with a map that doesn't exist, that even the people who are the landowners there, they've never seen before, they will pull it out and say, well, this place was supposed to be, they will take the land, reallocate it, and then build houses there. The same thing they told you couldn't build. Government can come up with anything to take your land. Anything. These criminal politicians, because their business is not really to bring development. It is to exploit a potential development. And development means something that actually affects you positively. Here you get. But have you ever seen anywhere that the casualty of their road construction, their disconstruction, have actually been ever been adequately compensated? When they take land from people for road construction, they take extra lands, which they are going to keep for themselves. That's how they do. And they don't even have to give it to themselves directly. So you say, okay, this is the governor's daughter. No. They are friends with all these fake companies. SPV, they call them. So Lere Olayinka talking about the people who have had their lands, their documents. He's talking about them like they should bring the development approval. They should bring the plan of building approval. How do you get building approval? Now, this is not to excuse them. Don't get me wrong. You are expected, once you have your land, right? You are expected to present that land to government for verification. They've done all of that before this Wike emerged from anywhere. Are you with me? However, when he came on his own agenda, targeting people's lands, all he's got to do is to tell you that your document is fake. Oh, you got the land wrongly. Oh, the government that allocated land to you back then, that government shouldn't have given you that much land. So we are taking this. Oh, they just need one reason. And you can't win. They are the government. I've got my documents here. This is my document. Because of you, they can attempt to destroy the lives of 1,000 other people just because of you. And that is what Lere Olayinka was talking about. So here is his statement on the soldier guy, right? Like we all saw that video, didn't we? But now, Lere Olayinka is telling us that guy was so rude to Wike. As how now? Talking about rude.
By the defense headquarters. So when people say that no step was taken, yesterday, the minister called the chief of defense staff before he left his office. He called him and he told him, When he got to that place, the portion there, at the site, the minister also called the chief of defense staff. You see from the video that he gave his phone to that unruly officer.
You call him unruly?
Yes, because
but he said,
I'm coming because he was unruly. He gave the phone to him. See, as I'm here like this, I'm a Yoruba person. I'm from Ekiti. We respect authority, we respect tender. If my phone ring now and the person call and say, good evening, good morning, my name is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do you think I'll be sitting on this chair answering that call? I won't. I will stand up.
Yeah, but that says you.
But, yes.
That is your cultural...
The minister gave him phone to talk to the CDS. And I saw the way there was no sign that this person was even talking to the CDS. He was normal. Talking to this chief of defense staff. And I saw arrogance. Yesterday, that person, that fellow, that officer was referring to policemen, fellow uniform men, as bloody policemen. You can't talk to me like that. I am a commissioned officer. You can't talk to me. I am a commissioned officer. You bloody policeman. And the policeman also got angry. How can you, a uniform man, be ridiculing your fellow uniform people?
I'll just say, to our viewers, because we were unable to show the full length of the video owing to time, and also some things that were said there, we're not allowed to play them according to NBC codes. Let us drill down on that, because clearly, when you watch the full length of the video, the minister lost his temper at some point, and he called the officer a name that he ought not to have called the officer.
Anybody, any human being, even me, I lost my temper. See,
nuisance lele.
Getting sick, a nuisance. He's talking about Yoruba's respectful, ways of respecting elders, and that has also sparked a debate. In Yoruba land, indeed, we are raised to be very respectful, like physically show it. Sure, you get. So when you're talking to elders and all that. So it got so bad that these unscrupulous supposed elders have actually now chosen not to take responsibility. Do you understand? It's a very terrible situation because they've abused it. For you to be called an elder, you must sort of like have the character, the virtue of an elderly person who respects everyone, respects your peers. You don't lie to them. You don't treat them with disdain in a condescending way, and then expect them to just be like, sorry, sir. It's just, I'm happy, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Like you have to be shaking, pretentious. This has made a lot of us, or probably, a lot of us, to have played along ignorantly. There are some of these rogues that do not deserve your respect whatsoever. Yeah. When you see people who don't take responsibility, they are among the worst kind of people. Those who can easily tell you because they are older than you. They can easily tell you or talk you down, even if they are wrong. And you are not expected to talk back because you are raised not to talk. This useless idiot, this foolish, shut up your mouth, I'm talking. I say, why should I shut up my mouth? Because you're talking. You've got no respect for me, no regard. You look at me, but you want me to be like, pretend that I come from a very good home. The homes that raised slaves, meek cowards, in the front of bullies. You are expected to show your own training. Don't say anything. He's older than you. You need to respect your elders. That's exactly what that old mofo, Lere was trying to push. But at the end of the day, I love how, Mokwe put him in his place and said, well, Wike was the one who was actually like verbally abusing this young man.